stylish chrome-badged grille, dual headlights with high beams, flashy number plate mounts, Euro-inspired handles, flashy rear badging, custom B-pillar strip, printed antenna and defoggers, stunning 5-spoke alloy wheels. Asea. Build quality may vary. Declasse does not hold responsibility for any accidents incurred in this vehicle. The international one-size-fits-none, non-compact, compact sedan. As a modest take on the nosediving economy of the early 90s, Declasse reluctantly began production on a practical entry-level sedan for the early 2000s. The end result became a case study in the balance of economy and sacrifice. Declasse and its executives decided to explore in countries abroad to find the true definition of bare minimum. And in a joint effort with foreign automakers, Declasse was able to repackage Japanese portions with American build quality. Tragically, this was not the other way around. Aseas came chocked with more plastic parts than the ocean could ever dream to be, and were built to last about as long as your freshman year. With a dash and interior like this, the Asea makes sandwiches seem exotic. In addition to the lackluster trim and gauge cluster, the Asea platform is outfitted with a typical front-wheel drivetrain, but somehow, the corporate bigwigs at Declasse found a way to capsize any credibility of the Asea, mostly by stuffing the engine bay with a lethargic V8 on supercharging life support, all of which is somehow fit longitudinally. But what is it about this neglected stepchild of a car that kept it in production for so long? Simple. It was attainable, did most of what it said in the tin, and forgot to tell you about its drinking problem. You see, on the outside, the Asea does many things right with its minimalist design philosophy. Its four-door design adorns trendy styling cues, a reasonable cargo space, and an MSRP which undercuts other brands by a staggering margin. However, the aforementioned build quality ensured customers got what they paid for. Issues with the Asea typically range from electrical problems to complete engine failure. Worse yet, a commonality amongst these things was to have your engine bay resemble sliced cheese that's been melted in the sun, due exclusively to the Asea's laughable plastic-to-metal ratio. That's a thing. The Asea's engine is the direct antithesis of the car's light front-wheel design, satisfying no one. As such, the Asea solidifies itself as a universal byproduct of 2 decades of automotive compromise. This remarkably stubborn choice by Declasse is responsible for the Asea's crippling fuel economy. Everything about the Asea's presence is juxtaposed horribly by its 8-cylinder supercharged ball and chain. Nevertheless, what the Asea lacks in foresight, it well makes up for in handling. Its short wheelbase and tight cornering capabilities guarantee that this car will stick to the road like bubblegum and hair. So, what we have then is a vehicle which meets passing criterion. An affordable entry-level size vehicle with a reasonable amount of space compounded into a convenient size. Unfortunately for the Asea, its fuel consumption, abysmal engine configuration, questionable build quality, and high resale rate ensure these cars don't last long. In summation, the Asea may yet be another strand of loose hair in America's hairline, but it's a convenient and less germ-infested alternative to the bus. Just not without its own risks. Whatever you do, don't let the cheap MSRP and post-2000s new edge design seduce you into keeping this disposable car longer than its shelf life. Because the question isn't whether or not the Asea is convenient, it's a question of how long.